All right, then. So today on the program, we're going to be touching base with how to deal with the menace of hidden addictions. There are some addictions out there that people rarely talk about, but it has become part of us, and that's why we want to just touch base with that quickly. All right, so I'm going to be joined by two great minds. Those are advocates. We call them advocates in this aspect. They've been doing a whole lot of work in terms of how to ensure that we rid Nigeria of the menace of any form of not just drugs and substance abuse, but expanding the scope to also cover hidden addictions as well. So joining me on the phone line this morning, first off, let's bring to the microphone Dr. Dokun Adedeji. He is the CEO of Compassionate Care Recovery Initiative, and he's linking up with us on the phone. Dr. Adedeji, good morning.
Good morning, Victor. I thank you for inviting me.
Right. Okay, so let's just, jump on it right away, because I was having a conversation with some youths in the studios, just trying to find out from them really what kind of behaviors do they think are some of those hidden addictions. Dr. Adedeji, just talk us through what are some common types of hidden addictions that we have right now.
Let me thank you again, Victor, because when your radio take up initiatives like it gladdens my heart that people are thinking. I like it that you call it hidden addiction, because it's not seen, it's not obvious,
right,
but they're there. Betting is one,
okay,
gambling is one,
right,
pornography is one, masturbation is one. I mean, those are the they're hidden.
Right.
Unless you see it yourself in the people involved, you may not know. But sometimes some of them are associated with substance, so we know immediately. But many of them, I'm glad you call them hidden.
Right.
And so it's so important that as a nation begin to return to basics of values, and then we can understand this and deal with them just as we're dealing with substance use.
All right. Okay, what about phones? Because I also know that most of our youth these days, anytime, anywhere, they are with their phones. Some cannot even do without it as well. Could we refer to that as a hidden addiction as well?
Absolutely. In some countries in the world, they are beginning to deal with this as an addiction. South Korea is dealing with it. Australia is dealing with it, because it's become anything you use that you get used to that gives you some kind of reward in spite of the harms and dangers they constitute to you is an addiction. So that's why it's important these things are highlighted and they can be dealt with from the very basic level of family to the society.
And how can it affect the mental and physical health of the individual?
You see, thank you. Because that's why we relate these things to health concern, the mental health issues. Because what usually happens is when you get addicted to something, you are modifying a section of your brain to get used to it, and that's why you crave it. Because anything that you do that gives you pleasure is dopamine mediated in the brain. Because this kind of things gives some kind of pleasure that only the person can describe. And so it augments and also modifies the brain, and then which modifies your reaction to those things that you do. That's why we need to deal with it, because they are mental issues, because they are chronic mental issues. You can leave it and come back, so they become chronic.
Right.
So that's why it's important that we direct our searchlight on it.
All right, so quite often we overlook it, and we somehow underestimate the impact that it could have on our people. Why do you think this is so, Dr. Adedeji?
Because the country today is becoming so permissive. One, culturally, we are beginning to change our set of values and cultural affiliations into things that are sophisticated that we see in other places. Social media has made this thing to be so close to us, and so people see it, and then they see the people involved in the influencers as some of the things perpetuating it. And the society also does not really have time. Particularly families don't really have time to look at the peculiarity of those things. They just say, he's a young person, we will outgrow it. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
Until we begin to give some attention to these things and address them, it's going to be so pervasive. Just like substance use has become so almost pervasive that it's almost normal. Right. So we are beginning to normalize abnormalities. That's why.
Let me pick out two of the ones that you mentioned earlier on. Pornography, masturbation. How does that come to play, really? And what are the ways that we can begin to think of to help people who are addicted to these types or these kinds of addiction, so to say?
Addiction. Okay, let me take for instance the two of them that you mentioned. Pornography starts from maybe you watch, parents are careless. There are some TV stations or something that they watch something, and then when they see it, or even in the phones of their parents, and even on social media, they can see this. You can go to virtually any site on social media, and then when what happens is when you watch it, if it gives you pleasure, and then your mind begins to redirect itself. There's something that I say to people. There is a 3 H's. The head. You see something in your head, you look at this. Oh, this looks good. But if you don't continue to think about it, it doesn't get directed to your heart. But when it gets your heart, then you begin to dwell on it. And when you dwell on it, then you do it. Your hands do it. So that's the way it works. It's the same way with addiction. We see these things, but it depends on how you cannot attention to it, and then you get addicted to it. It's the same thing with masturbation. Maybe somehow, masturbation can start from young people.
All right.
Who have housemaids or driver, and they play. Maybe somebody is buffering them or something, or playing with their penis, and then something happens, and then the guy announces that if he does it, this is what it does to him. It's also the pleasurable feeling, and that's how people get into this thing. It could be accidental. Usually, it's accidental.
All right.
But the perpetration of it then is a matter of choice because of what it does for you. So it's the same thing. It's the same way it's transferred to every other addiction that people suffer from.
Right. Okay, so what can be done? I mean, you are in this, a specialist in this regard, and you have a kind of foundation which is meant for recovery. So those who are addicted to this kind of passions, what do you guys do to help them out of it?
What I usually beg people is don't be judgmental when you find out. If it's a young person, if it's your child, call the child, look, this is it, and then seek for them professional help as early as possible. Because the longer it takes, the more difficult to discover, and then the more difficult to treat. But you see, the thing we must begin to do is how much time do we spend with our children? How much time, how much knowledge do we as parents even have to share with them, to discuss with them of the possibility of these things, of how they meet it in school, how they see it on their friend's phone, and what is their reaction. If you see, the Bible says something, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? That's usually what is happening. These young people don't go out to do these things. I've said it to parents. I've said it to adults. Nobody wakes up to be a deviant. Something happens along the line, and when it's not quickly observed and corrected, it becomes a traveling route. So that's the thing we must know. As a people, we must return to the basic things that bind us together culturally, in terms of morals. Today in Nigeria, there's no reward for good behavior. There's no consequences for bad behavior. And so when the bad behavior persists, people normalize it, and then it becomes as if that's the culture, that's the tradition. There's nothing like that.
Right.
Culture is dictated by people. So it's us that we must do something. They need help. Let's offer them the help.
All right, so for CCRI, is it all forms of addictions that you guys deal with?
Oh, yes, because we deal with behavioral addictions as well. So when they come, we help them. Some of them you may start with counseling. If it's so deep, then you can put them in rehab and put them in recovery process. And then they do get over it. Because usually what happens in addiction is there's a way they're missing something. There's a missing part in them, and then there's a void that you need to fill with something positive. That's how they get dragged into it, because they're missing something in their lives, and then they get attracted to something that replaces that what they're missing. And if you can do that, take it away from them, give them the coping skills to go on without those things and to live in a positive manner. That's it.
Where is CCRI? Where is it located?
Our office is in Ansoni, number 9C, Adebayo Mokolu Street. That's where our office is. Our center is in Abeokuta. But the person we're going to see has to come to the office first. We see them, assess them, and then we then direct the kind of management that we think is necessary for them.
All right, then. Dr. Dokun Adedeji, it's nice having you on the program. Thank you so much for connecting with us this morning.
Thank you very much, Victor. Have a very nice day.
All right.
Well done.
Okay, so we're going to be switching gears and we'll be talking a whole lot about gambling addiction. And somebody who is also championing the advocacy in this regard will be joining us, and they can reflect on that. That will be after this break.
Ajaleke Aja, enter with your J, Jovia, my wallet blue, I dey talk my own now.
Oga, come on, may I pass?
Now Aja dey go, now Lekki dey go. Enter with your change, Joe, I dey shout now.
Driver, won't you allow me sit down before you move?
Ajaleke Aja, Oga, ya pass some money from the bag here. Oh, who give me 1,000 naira bag? For many people, where will be? I will join you people new. Tori mo pariwo, I talk my own, say I no get change.
Now me get down, I dey go VI.
If I start now, my tuni conductor ti bere. Wetin be all this one?
I know you, Oga. Park, ma, come down, abeg.
Abeg, park your boss. Make this conductor come off my boss, abeg.
Driver, no try am o. E be like say you want me to collect your motor for illegal parking and you go still pay 20,000 naira fine if na your first time. And if you be regular customer, you go pay 30,000 naira fine.
I no know that one, no, guy. You go gas wait tomorrow reach the nearest legal bus stop before you come down.
Conductor, close this door now. You wan make I fall?
Abeg, no vex. I wan pick passenger, no vex.
E be like say you never see the new rules for Lagos as you just dey commit offence, dey drive, dey go. If you leave your door open and dem catch you, you go pay 20,000 naira fine if na your first time. And if you be regular customer, you go pay 30,000 naira fine. Apart from this fine wey you go pay, you go still do 1 month community service. I dey talk my own o.
Aunty, calm down. How you take sabi all these things? Shey you dey work for government?
I no dey work for any government o. Na radio I dey learn all these rules. Na everyday I dey listen to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM.
Oga, you don say as you dey go, put am for Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Make we sef learn wetin dey go.
Hi, I'm Tunde Obey.
And I'm Omi Obey.
And together we're known as Two.
When you rise up in the morning and give thanks for another beautiful day,
When you step out of your beautiful home and drive out in your beautiful car,
always remember, fasten your seatbelt, slow down. It's better to be safe and arrive alive than not at all.
stay alert, stay focused, and above all, stay safe.
This message is from Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM.
Moving Lagos forward. Toot, toot, toot.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We continue the dialogue this morning as we try to uncover the dangers of hidden addictions in everyday life. We've touched base with the first segment of this, but let's quickly take it to another level. So Angela Bekederemo is joining me. She's programs manager for Responsible Gaming Against Addiction Foundation. All right, Angela, it's nice having you back in the studios. Good morning.
Thank you, Victor. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria.
All right. Since we're talking about hidden addictions, what are some common types of hidden addictions that you know?
Yeah, the hidden addictions are addictions that are not visible, just like drugs or alcohol, which are usually ingested. So hidden addictions are things that people will not consider as being harmful or compulsive, but eventually they do.
All right.
Things like gambling, pornography, food addiction,
Right.
gaming, even workaholic, exercise, even plastic surgery.
You mean it?
Yeah, plastic. Some people get so obsessed that they're so conscious about their body type, their facial looks, and they keep investing on all these plastic surgeries. They don't even know when to stop. And
So which of them will you find in Nigeria? Because I know one of my interns earlier was talking about food addiction, and I was like, do you find people that are addicted to food in Nigeria?
yeah, food addiction is common. That's the anorexia or the bulimia. What I mean by anorexia, people who will look at the mirror, no matter how slim fit they are, they don't ever get to see themselves being that slim person. So psychologically, mentally, the picture that they are seeing themselves as being fat because of stereotypical shaming. You know, one common thing in Nigeria.
Name shaming.
Yeah, no, body shaming.
Body shaming.
Yeah, what Nigerians would do. You've not seen somebody for a very long while. Then you're saying, "Oh, how are you? Oh, I've not seen my classmate that we left UI close to 25 years ago,
Yes,
and I'm
And
going
next
like,
I said, why are you so fat?
Why are you so fat? That's not nice. So this kind of thing kind of control people mental thinking. So anorexia will look at themselves and think that even when they look at the mirror, they're tiny dots. Forgive my language in inverted comma, and they are saying that, oh, I'm so fat. So then the bulimia, they're the ones that they like food, but they're already on the big side. So and they don't know how to control it. So they eat even to a non-stop. Then they binge. They choke themselves. To throw up. So the thing with all this is that it's hidden because these individuals are dealing with mental health issues.
So there's some other kind of addictions too. So would you be right to say everybody has a kind of addiction or the other?
No, we won't say everyone has a kind of addiction. Addiction is when that behavior become compulsive. It could be a like. If I like watching movies and I don't binge on it, it doesn't affect my health. It doesn't affect my work. It doesn't affect my family. It doesn't even affect my progress. It is not an addiction. It's a problem because it's fine. It's well adjusted. That's what psychology says.
So at what point does it become an addiction?
When it becomes compulsive. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I have work to do. I'm supposed to be on my deck 7 o'clock the following morning, and I binge watched a movie, probably a new series. I binge watched it till 4 a.m. in the morning. And
you have to go to work.
I have to go to work. So I'm calling in my line manager to say, oh, I'm sorry, something is wrong. I can't come by 7. Probably I'll be coming in midday, 12 o'clock. So that watching is affecting me. It's affecting my progress. So, and if this thing persists, my line manager will say, enough of this, Angela, because it's going into my file and I'm getting a query. Sometimes I'm being presented before management.
Let's begin to talk about the one that is very, very prevalent out there amongst our youths, male to be precise, and that's addiction to gambling, Angela.
Yeah.
What is problem gambling and how does it differ from recreational gambling, so to say?
Okay, from time immemorial, man will always gamble. Even in the Bible, they gambled. Yeah, when they cast lots, they were gambling.
Okay.
You understand? So what's gambling? Gambling is when you stake something. Do you understand? So it's either you're winning or you're losing. So childishly, we will all gamble, but we don't have anything to lose. Do you understand? Probably we are not staking anything. We're not putting any money figure to it. So we gamble. Whosoever that wins, we celebrate that person. It ends there. So there's a balance. But when it now gets to when we are staking our valuables, we're staking our lives, we're staking our properties. I would say this is not so nice. I'm on hair. My family is quite popular, and everybody knows. Everybody must have read about my grandfather through my late uncle J.P. Clark.
That's right.
So there's something that is said in our community then that my grandfather used the sister. He gambled the sister. Wow. Yeah, it's so sad. But unfortunately, he won. Imagine if he had lost. The sister was at home. Somebody was gambling her away.
In what form? I mean, what was he saying? What was the gambling about?
So whatsoever bets or whatsoever thing they were having there. So
he bet that
he used the sister as a stake. And said, okay, if I lose, you take my sister. Probably the sister will go into that family and become a wife. But if I don't win, then he's going to take the largesse of whatsoever they were staking upon.
Right.
And the sister was ignorant, and she was at home. And this was the patriarchal setting where women were to be seen and not to be heard. So she couldn't even have fought for herself. But fortunately, he won. Imagine if he had lost. So that's what gambling. So gambling is when we stake something, we are either winning or losing. So when does it become problematic?
Talk to me.
It's just like drugs. So when we cannot control, in drugs they say you are chasing the high. Right. You want to get that euphoria. So in gambling you are chasing the losses. So you're chasing. So you calculate. So the gambler has like, okay, I've lost this amount of millions. So I'll do just this one stake, I'm going to get it.
So let's get back to that. So do we have, is gambling really a common thing in Nigeria right now?
Gambling, that's why I said the eating addiction. People are not talking about gambling. Gambling statistics is worse than the drug statistics. The drug statistics
is that the same as betting?
Yes, it's betting, sport betting.
Okay.
So So the drug statistics says that's why we should be concerned for gambling, problematic gambling.
Right.
The drug statistics says 14.4 as at between 2018 2019. These were the statistics we've been running with the UNODC. Thank God there's another survey online now. So the gambling statistics says 60 million Nigerians have gambled in a lifetime.
60 million?
Yes, 60 million Nigerians. So we have 200 million. If we want to go further, we say, okay, we have between 200 and 250 million Nigerians. So take 60 millions out of that proportion. It's overwhelming.
That's huge.
It's crazy. And the thing with gambling is that is our workforce, our strength. This is the bane of Nigeria. People between the ages of let's say between the ages of 19 to 35.
In gambling, one form of gambling or the other.
One form of gambling.
Let's just narrow it now to betting, for instance. So we have all the sport bets, right?
Yeah.
And what is the carrot that is dangled at the youths is that they are rewarding their passion. I mean, these are young guys that love sports, isn't it?
Yeah, they're creeping into sport. And if you see, at a point in time, gambling in Nigeria was really, really frowned upon because we looked at it from the moral perspective. We look at it like the get-rich syndrome because of the addictive side of gambling. So, growing up in the West here, a common thing is that ontatete, which is a shame. It's not a nice comment. Do you understand? When I say ontatete, your family, so you are gambling. So your family is telling you, like, call you back to order. But unfortunately, it's not a moral thing. So people will gamble. So look at when a popular brand came in. I was in the hospitality industry, then I will not mention that brand. People were winning. A local name, if you can deduce.
Definitely, we know.
Yeah. People were winning. I think in that hospitality setting, I was the only person that would refuse. Not because I'm a good person or a bad person. I think I was just a resilient person.
Right.
Because you see, we're all contract staff. We're being paid 40 naira per hour in Nigeria. Then the regular staff were the ones going with the good salary. All contract staff were gambling. So they will gamble 60 naira and you see them coming to show it. Angel, I won 20,000. I won 30,000. This has covered their salaries. Do you understand? How much were we earning a month? 8,400 naira per month. Do you understand? So this was the base of the gambling. So they allow people.
Okay, just a second. Let's take this call. Hello there. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
All right. Who are we speaking with?
Yeah, my name is Tunde.
Tunde, how are you doing?
I'm very good.
All right. So this particular conversation should resonate with you, Tunde, because we're talking gambling and addiction, one of the hidden addictions, really. I hope, do you do betting?
No, I'm not addicted to it.
But you bet?
Yeah, occasionally, but I'm not addicted to it.
Okay. So, and you do hear people say, well, because you love sports, you are rewarding your passion, you know sports, so just predict and then you can win. You don't see that as a dangerous trend?
It's a dangerous trend when you don't know when to stop.
Okay.
And I think what is even worrying now for me, we have teenage kids who shouldn't be gambling.
That are going to it.
Then betting. I don't know what they want to do with those kind of sums of money they are looking for. And we also have women now. There's a new trend where you see young girls, women, they are betting now.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think something really needs to be done. We see all these betting companies. We see their adverts everywhere. It's in our faces. So maybe if they can regulate those kind of stuff, maybe to reduce the
incidents.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So I think the adverts are too much, and what you see every day, people just think that maybe they can use 100 naira to become a multi-millionaire.
Right, that's true.
So I think something needs to be done about the advert.
Okay then. All right. Thank you so much, Tunde, for your contribution. We do appreciate you. All right. So Angela, what do you make of his contribution?
Yeah, his points are very valid.
Yeah, you need to face that microphone so that we can hear you well.
His points are very valid. So as he was speaking, I wrote underage gambling, then women going into gambling.
Right.
So we have relationship with Lagos State Game and Lottery Authority.
Okay.
So we work with them. So the last time we had a conversation with them.
Yeah, get closer to that microphone.
Yeah, the last time we get close, we had this conversation with them. If you see some strategic areas in Lagos, parts in Lagos, the first time I saw something like that was somewhere around Ojo.
Okay.
It was expressly displayed, very massive, very high up there. Say no to underage gambling. I was like, who are these people? I didn't even know that it was the Lagos State government that was doing that. Another time I was coming from my axis, Lakwe to Aja, I saw it again, very expressive, boldly there. Say no to underage gambling. So I've seen like 3 or 4 of those signs.
Right.
So, and the authority, when we have this conversation, they are coming hard really on the operators.
So
children
that's to say
are
that
not allowed to gamble.
So that's to say that the government knows that it's becoming a problem.
It's becoming a problem, and the government is doing something.
Let's talk about your foundation now. What are you guys doing about gaming problem? I mean, problem gambling, so to say.
So we are Responsible Gaming Against Addiction Foundation. Just like the last caller said, he gambles, but he's not addicted. Yeah, fine. So what we're saying take responsibly. But the truth of the matter is that when addiction will creep in, the individual might not know. So people who have developed this problem, it's not moral failing.
So at what point does it become an addiction?
When it becomes compulsive. So you have to set, just like you said, it's discipline. You have to set a target. And one of the common targets you set for yourself is that if you are the type that will gamble, you will say, okay, every week my money for gambling, it's probably 5,000 naira, 2,000 naira, 1,000 naira. So you do not exceed that amount, whether you win or you lose.
All right. I have some questions coming in here for you. This one says, good morning, Angela. How do you know when gambling has gone from fun to a full-blown addiction? Joseph is sending that one in from Ikeja. Joseph, thank you so much. So how would one know?
Thank you, Joseph. So when it becomes compulsive, when you cannot control, when it begins to affect your functionality, your psychological well-being, your emotional well-being, your relationship with your friends, your work, your finances especially, even finances that have been entrusted to you. I've seen people who gamble with their school fees. That's compulsive. I've seen women who their husband have trusted with money to say for safekeep. The family have plans for this money. The man is calling for the money. There's no accountability. The woman has gambled.
You mean it?
Yeah,
women gambling.
Women do gamble. So it's not a gender thing
anymore.
It's not a gender thing. It's a human behavior.
All right. This one says, good morning and happy weekend. Why do gambling apps and shops? Okay, let's take this call. Hello there. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Victor.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to our guest in the studio.
Yeah, she's listening.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, my dear.
Yeah, Oluwaluko, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's hear from you.
I don't know. This gambling of a thing that we're talking about, the first guest really mentioned what needs to be done. He said there is no reward for good work, and there is no punishment for bad actions. You see, this gambling has gone beyond what we are really talking about. I'm surprised you just heard that women gamble now, and you are like,
yeah.
Those people selling by the roadside, they gamble.
Okay.
Those women, they think they are suffering, they gamble. Those load carriers, they gamble.
Wow.
You see, this thing has really gone so bad, and we really have to do something about it. I don't gamble. I laugh at my friends that I've never in my life. On Sunday, my club had a final match they played. Where we were sitting, I told the guy, go and do this, go and do this. The guy said, they were giving a sort of, immediately that guy won 45,000 in my presence.
Wow.
I did now told me bundle of tickets. Yes, I said, Jesus. And when you look at those guys, some of them don't even have good food to eat.
Wow.
We really need to work more on this thing if we really want solution to it. That's why change has been eluding this country all along.
Right.
Some of the things we're supposed to deal with, we're really overlooking it. I commend our organization. They will do well. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Oluwaluko, one of our regulars on this program. So let me just take that message. It says, good morning and happy weekend. So why do gambling apps and shops seem to target poor neighborhoods more? Babajide is sending that one in. Thank you so much. Is that the case? those gambling apps and the shops, are they going for the poor neighborhoods?
Yeah, thank you, Babajide, for that question. It's one of the risk factors. So, looking at the Nigerian setting, we always fault people who gamble, but going by our economy, so poverty is one of the major risk factor why people gamble. I cited an example previously, and the last caller even just mentioned one. So they look at these people like they need this money. And
hello.
Okay, let's take this call. Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Victor. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Busari.
Yeah, Dr. Busari.
You're back in town.
I just came around, and I'm lucky to get you.
Okay, good.
And I love the topic.
All right.
Gambling has gone international. Look at the PSG match.
All right.
It was Chelsea. People made millions, if not billions.
Wow.
Yes. Betting. Game betting. So all these people interested in Premiership game and all these things, they're not just watching it. They are gambling. Lots of gambling. That's my contribution. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. So it's gone international, but at the point it becomes addictive. That is where we are looking at, which is a major concern. A message here says, "Good morning, Victor and Angela. I am a mother and I've caught my teenage son betting with his friends. What should I do?" Mrs. Okoye is sending that one in from Alimo Show. All right. So what do you think she can do quickly, Angela?
So, Mrs. Okoye, thanks for that question. Please kindly reach out to us. So this is our helpline 08000 get help. So if you want to punch it on your keypad, it's going to be 08000 4383 357. So
4383 357.
Yes.
4383 357.
So
with 3 zeros in front.
Yeah.
0804 000 4383 357. Is that correct?
Yeah. No, 0800 0043 84 357.
Okay, 4384 357. All right, this one says, "Hi, I am Binkwe. My husband hides his betting habits and doesn't know I'm aware that he keeps losing money to gambling. What can I do?" Binkwe, that's a very major one, really. What would you advise?
Yeah, Binkwe, do not confront him, do not shame him, do not blame him. Just express your concern and tell him that you think he should talk to someone. So give him our line, which is 0800 4384 357.
All right, this
we'll
one says,
take it from there.
This one says, it says, "Hi, I am." Okay, no, that was the Binkwe one. This one says, "Is playing Baba Ijebu every week a part of gambling addiction?"
Okay, playing a game every week is gambling. So addiction, I don't know how it has affected you physically, psychologically, emotionally, your relationship with your family, your life. So if you're still functional, like they said, if you're able to keep your job, you're still level-headed, you will not blow money that you're supposed to use for other responsibilities on gaming, you are not addicted. But you can also call our helpline. We'll carry out the screening tools on you to find out if you are addicted.
All right, where's your foundation located?
So our office is at Ikeja.
Okay, where precisely in Ikeja?
It's by Emina Street.
All right, so but they can call the helpline.
They can call the helpline, so we'll take it from there. So we'll give you an appointment to come down to the office.
What's the helpline again?
0800 4384 357.
All right, that's 08000 4383. Okay, 4384 357.
So the simple one is 0800 get help. If you can register 08000 get help, so you convert the get help in numbers.
All right, we'll leave it at that for now. It's nice having you in the building. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. Thank you, Lagos Traffic Radio. It's good to be here once more.
Great.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we've been trying to uncover the dangers of hidden addictions in everyday life, and I can tell you that we've spoken to Dr. Odokun Adedeji, who's CEO Compassionate Care Recovery Initiative, and in the studios right now is Angela Bekederemo, who is Programs Manager for Responsible Gaming Against Addiction Foundation. We have to go. Mike James has produced the program. Maximum shout out going out to Emmanuel Dinyeye and Anulu Akpo. I want to appreciate our executive producer, Tayo Akonle. My name is Victor Oteri. I'll be back by 10:15 for Maritime Today.